Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sue with Homesteading with Sue, and today I'm going to teach you how to make some sourdough crescent rolls. The ingredients for that is 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast or 1 package, 1 1/2 cups warm water, not too warm, not over 100 degrees, 4 1/2 cups all-purpose flour plus some additional, 1 cup of sourdough starter, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 cup, a quarter cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of oil, which will go into the glass bowl, and then 2 tablespoons of butter melted, which will actually, when we are done with the with forming them, we'll use that. So the instructions are: put warm water and yeast into your mixing bowl. And the yeast was 1 1/4 teaspoons. No, 2 1/4 teaspoons. And we're going to let that sit for 10 minutes after we stir it. There's 1, 2 1/4. And we're gonna go ahead and stir it and then let it sit for 10 minutes. Okay, and then after that sits for 10 minutes, we are going to add 3 cups of flour, the sourdough starter, and melted butter, salt, sugar, and baking soda in the yeast mix, and then combined until well combined. And then the third step, work in the remaining flour a little bit at a time until you have a nice dough consistency. It should be so slightly tacky, not too wet and not too dry. The exact amount of flour will depend on the consistency of your sourdough starter and the humidity in your house. Number 4, knead by hand or use the dough hook in your mixer for about 7 minutes. Then number 5, put the 2 teaspoons of oil in the bottom of your glass bowl, your large bowl, which is right here. And put the dough in the bowl and round it, roll it around so you can coat it with oil. And then cover and sit in a warm spot to rise until doubled in size, about an hour. 6, we're going to grease 2 large baking sheets and set them aside. I'm going to put parchment paper on mine, and I'll probably just spray it with cooking spray. And then divide the ball of dough into 2 pieces, 3 if you want smaller rolls, and form each part into a ball. And then let raise for another 10 minutes. Number 7, place the ball of dough on a lightly floured surface. Roll out in a circle shape about a 1/4 inch thick. Cut into 8 wedges and brush with melted butter. Roll each edge, this is number 8, from the fat edge to the point to create a crescent shape, and place on a greased baking sheet with plenty of room so they can grow as they rise. Number 9, Once all of the crescents are formed, cover loosely with towels or plastic wrap and allow to raise until doubled in size. Another hour, about. And then 10, gently brush the rolls with melted butter and bake at 375 degrees for about 25 minutes, rotating the trays top to bottom and front to back about halfway through. So we have just a little bit longer on this. And then we will get started. I'm going to go ahead and put this away since I don't need it now. I buy a bigger thing of yeast and just put it in the freezer and it'll stay good for a long time. I just wanted to show you what yeast looks like when it's activated. All right, so it's been 10 minutes since we put the yeast in with the water. So now what we'll need to do is add 3 cups of flour. There's 2 and 3. We want to add the sourdough starter, which a cup of it. And then we want to add the 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Two teaspoons of salt. A 1/4 cup of sugar. And then we need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I do believe I'm going to have to move this mixer closer to, not so close to the edge of the table because I have a feeling it's going to walk. 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm going to move it before I get started mixing it. And while we're mixing it all together, we're going to go ahead and get the other cup and a half of flour. So we're going to go ahead and start this. All right, sorry about that. I'm on call this weekend, so I have some weird noises happening every now and then. So I am going to get the other 1 1/4 cup of flour. So now I'm going to go ahead and work in the remaining flour a little bit at a time. I'm going to go ahead and do the 1/4 of a cup all at once. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and knead it for like 7 minutes. Alexa, start a 7-minute timer. You guys probably don't need to watch this go for 7 minutes, so I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and oil my dish. Alright, so it's been 7 minutes. This is a shield to keep your bread dough from getting into the top of your mixer. Okay. When that happens. Okay, so I'm going to get the dough out of here. Maybe. Okay. I don't think it's supposed to be that. Oh, it might be. Okay, we're going to put it in here, and we're just going to go ahead and get a lot of oil on it. All right, so right, so this is what it looks like now that it's in the bowl. And I am going to go ahead and put it in a warm spot for an hour. And we will come back and finish them out. All right, so it's been an hour and the dough has risen at least doubled. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, well, first off, I already have my baking dishes out and lined with parchment paper and sprayed them with cooking spray. And then we are going to divide the dough into two smaller rolls and form each one into a ball. So what we're going to do is we're just going to form it into a ball. There we go. So we're just going to put it on the table. Do the same thing with the other one. And then we're just going to let it rest for 10 minutes. So I'll be back. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and pick up one of these things of dough. And I'm just going to put it into that bowl again. And put it out of the way. And then I want to lightly flour the surface. And then we're going to make it into, whoops. Going to make it into a circle. Okay, so then we're going to make it into 8 wedges. How are you going to do that? So I'm going to get my pizza cutter. And cut it like a pizza. Except it's not round, but you know. I'm going to go ahead. Trying to figure out how to cut this. And now we want to put some of the extra butter that we had. We want to all right, so we've done that. Now we want to take the big end and roll it. So it looks like this. We're going to do that with both sections of dough. We're going to make it so that there's enough room for them to grow. Move this away. I'm not going to make you watch me do both of them. And after this is done, we will let them sit for another hour, and then we will bake them. I meant to show you up close what these look like. And probably, I think they stood for about an hour, so about 30 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and start my oven because it's really slow at warming up. So, and it will be at 335 degrees for about 25 minutes is what we're going to cook them for. All right, so I missed a step earlier. Well, actually I didn't. I had to wait for them to raise. Look how pretty they look. Now we're going to put some more melted butter on them. And then we're going to stick them in the oven for 25 minutes. And the directions say to about halfway through to turn the pans around and to go ahead and So we're going to go ahead and do that when it's about halfway done. Okay, so now I'm going to put them in the oven for 25 minutes, and we'll see how they look when they come out. So this is what the croissants look like when they're done. If they weren't so hot, I would try one out. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.